Hello, my name is OlenaLake. I'm from Albany, New York, born and raised in Ukraine, and welcome to my new channel, Ukrainian War Q&A, where we will be discussing the questions of most interest to public. And the first question we will discuss is why the United States helping Ukraine and why should the United States continue helping Ukraine? To answer this question, we need to think about the United States do not just help the Ukraine by supporting Ukraine's fight for the worldwide democratic values. They are investing in their own security and strengthening their own defense. As it appears, this war is an attempt of authoritarian segment of the world to restructure the world-defining powers between the autocratic and democratic countries. This is the war of one of the biggest and most powerful autocratic country, Russian Federation, RF, with nuclear threat in hands against 30 times smaller territorially and 3.5 times less populated democratic Ukraine. This war became a strategic watch point for the entire world. The result of this war will define the future of the world. If Russian Federation wins, any autocratic country will feel unleashed and able to do the same, to become the world terrorist, grab any territory and genocide people, cause any technocide or ecocide, and do anything they want. Comparing to the war's beginning, when only two countries were involved, Russian Federation and Ukraine, now there is an autocratic bloc of RF plus Iran with some participation and or support of North Korea and China, which is standing behind the aggressor, Russian Federation, against Ukraine. It is deadly dangerous to the world and mankind to lose, to give up Ukraine's victory to such nuclear-powered terrorists, threatening the world's existence. Democracy as a bastion of peaceful coexistence cannot lose to autocracy or dictatorship, which are always a source of peace and stability and war. That is why the entire democratic world is united to support Ukraine's fight for worldwide democracy, realizing that the danger of the opposite undesirable outcome to the world. The vast majority of democratic countries united around Ukraine formed its Ramstein partners for military support of Ukraine's victory. Even though the help is ranging by volume, where the US and Great Britain are the outposts by the quantity, the closest to Russian Federation countries, Baltic Republic and Poland and some others, are the most dedicated supporters, giving the help in a range and over their abilities in percentage measurement to their GDP. One of the questions which was given to one of the Baltic leaders, why did you give all your weapons to Ukraine? He remarkably answered, if Ukraine loses, our weapons will not save us. It also needs to be said that the United States announces its help in dollars amount. However, the help is majorly going as older weaponry, which is not which should be eliminated sooner or later. So the burden on the US taxpayers is minimal. There is mostly equipment of up to 50 years old, like F-15 aircrafts, which are vital to close the sky, which Ukraine asks from the very beginning of the war. From the every night's bombing of Ukraine's cities now, long promised and waited in Ukraine, but still is not given. Also, the biggest part of help is ammunition, shells, which is never enough on the front. Another consideration is parity. But the rule of war, to win, Ukraine needs to develop the counter offense, which is possible with prevailing in a 5-to-1 ratio. Ukraine, however, is only getting a parity with RF in tanks now. Only the extreme bravery and fierce fight of Ukrainian soldiers, developed inexistent in the war practice situation, of successful counterattacks of the prevailing armed forces of Ukraine, of Russian Federation, accumulated all the weaponry of the USSR for all 73 years of that existence. Beside that, as bad as it sounds, the trade of military equipment is one of the most profitable businesses, and there is no better quality stamp on it than battle proven. That is why the businesses are always interested in getting the stamp by participating in the battle. In addition, let's recall that the US was preparing for such a confrontation since the end of World War II, 77 years, as well as USSR, whose military power was inherited by RF. The US created NATO, for that matter, which is not participating in this war. Only its individual countries are partners of Ukraine, not NATO itself. RF has inherited the majority of USSR military industry and accumulated endless equipment, ammunition, shells, etc. since World War II. But the NATO countries only now are targeting to develop the full capacity of that production to help Ukraine. Thus, NATO was not ready to resist the aggressor to which it was created and prepared for so many years. Ukraine, on its end, has a territory, any spot of which is subjected to RF shelling, and its military industry was the first target. In the beginning of the war, it was destroyed. Besides that, we will never forget the initiative role of the United States in developing and signing the Budapest Agreement together with RF and Great Britain and some others in 1994, which guaranteed to Ukraine its sovereignty, independence, and territorial integrity in exchange for her nuclear weaponry, which stayed in the Ukraine after the USSR collapsed. Ukraine had to destroy and give up some of the rockets back to our Russian Federation, and now those rockets, even though without nuclear additions, are falling on Ukrainians. President Clinton recently said to Ukraine, "Sorry for Budapest deal," to which Ukraine entrusted and was trapped in demilitarization. At the same time, despite of sanctions, there are multiple discoveries of US chips in the Russian Federation ammunition, which end up there by some direct or indirect white or great schemes of supply. Maybe it's time to the US to recall its Budapest Agreement promises and for US businesses to follow the sanctions and not to equip the Russian Federation's military, rather to help Ukraine win and prove that to the world that United States word and agreement worth respect. Thank you.